As always, since last shifting's reflection output, Heaven, our family dog, is still Heaven. The Heaven who is defined by her playful and active personality, demanding in terms of sharing my pillow, and the Heaven who is always hungry and eats anything and everything. Nothing has changed that much since then. Although, since the semester is ending, more tasks and schoolworks have piled up, leaving me less time to bond with Heaven. Because of this, I feel a little bit distant with her these past few weeks. This may explain why I have less pictures and videos for her for this shift, since I get less time to play with her, and when she tries to, I just brush her off as I tend to be busy with other important things. This shows how certain contexts and environmental factors, such as a busy week in school, have come to affect social interactions and relationships, such as my interactions with Heaven. It also presents occupational imbalance as I tend to lean on to certain activities such as everything related to school that I do not have time for other roles and occupations that I also need to, want to, and are expected to do. Today, I feel like I am not as fond of Heaven as I was last shifting, but I am hoping to spend more time with her during the Christmas break. While taking care of Heaven this shifting, I have come to realize that except what I have mentioned above, the way I take care of her now did not change. It was normal and usual, like putting diapers in her, feeding her, cleaning up after her, and more. The only thing that changed besides what I have mentioned earlier is the learnings that I acquired that help me understand why Heaven acts the way she does, and how to use those learnings to take better care of Heaven. One specific learning is the use of positive and negative reinforcements and punishments to teach her to act properly and follow given instructions. For example, now I understand why it is effective to give treats or do belly rubs after a dog follows an instruction or does a trick, and why it is necessary that when she does something unpleasant, like peeing or pooping on the bed, we remove something, like getting her out of the room so that they would not want to repeat the maladaptive behavior. I also learned about Ivan Pavlov's classical conditioning, wherein when an unconditioned stimulus is associated with a neutral stimulus, it would produce a conditioned response. It explained why every time I would open the drawer, our dogs would come to me as if waiting for something. The drawer is where I get their treats when I give some to them. That drawer must be the unconditioned stimulus, and their treats are the neutral stimulus that created a conditioned response. Thinking that every time I go near the drawer or open it, I would feed them treats. Besides this, I also learned skills that are important within the workplace and just as a person. I learned responsibilities and routine. Unlike the routine that I have, I can feel when I am hungry, when I need a shower, but with Heaven, I cannot, so I have to be responsible and remember their needs and the patterns when they need it. I also learned how to interpret body language and, like I have said, behavioral patterns, which are also important as an OT, to properly evaluate and provide accurate interventions, especially with people with cognitive disabilities. Now I have learned the actual importance of this nurture project, as this gives us a way to put meaning and practice on the learnings and discussions that we have in understanding occupations even before we become OTRPs. Now that the nurture project is done and the semester is almost over, I feel immensely grateful for the experience. Although at first I felt as if taking care of Heaven was an academic requirement, the two shiftings taking care of her was packed with love, learning, and personal growth. I will now reflect and use the lessons I have learned about responsibility in my everyday life. This goes the same to our course, Understanding Occupation. It has brought me so much learning that is valuable to my future. Ending this course makes me feel uncertain about what's next to come, but I'm sure that transitioning to a new semester will give me more great and new learning experiences, just like what I have acquired for this course. Understanding occupations paved the way for new beginnings in new courses and acted as a foundation for my occupational therapy journey. Heaven will always be a reminder of my time with UNDOCC.